Hey guys, I just wanted to create a brief tutorial on how to level up to level 3 because it's slightly different than leveling up regularly. Plus I wanted to just kind of showcase how to do this in D&D Beyond if this is kind of your first time doing this. So for this presentation, I just kind of made a random like high elf wizard at level 3. And I do need to kind of explain how a wizard works so it kind of meshes with the later portion of what I'm about to show you. So obviously wizards have a lot of spells. The way wizards work is that they have a spell book, and in that spell book you can see here they can learn pretty much as many spells as they want, but they only have a certain number of prepared spells that they can know, and they have a certain number of cantrips depending on their level. So at level 3 wizards can have 3 cantrips, and based off of their level and their intelligence score, they can this wizard knows 6 prepared spells. One thing that some of you may notice is that you'll be getting a 2nd level spell slot for the first time. One thing I want to point out about that is you can actually, if we go down here to our spells, I can click on any of these spells to figure out what they do and whether or not I want to use them as I'm waiting for my next turn. But I'll just click on first level spells to make this easier to see. Let's say I want to cast Catapult, but I want it to do more damage than just 3d8. Okay, I can actually cast this as a 2nd level spell. So I've got Catapult up here. I clicked on all so you can kind of see the spell slots for level 1 spells and level 2 spells. If I since I clicked up here to 2nd level, when I cast it, it'll fill a 2nd level spell slot. But if I want to bring it back down to 1st level, I can cast it there and it'll fill up a 1st level spell slot. You can always click these to add them or remove them manually if you want to. You can cast them from over here if you want to, just cast them as a 1st level spell, or over here, etc., etc. You'll actually see like your 1st level spells will show up down here. It'll say 1st right here, but this is going to cast it as a 2nd level spell, so that's kind of handy. In any case, that's how that works. I just wanted to make you aware of that. So let's level up this character, and to do that, and this is going to be the same on like your iPad or your phone or whatever you're going to use. Your computer is obviously the best way to do this. It's more fluent. But I'm going to click Manage up here, and I'm going to manage experience, and we're going to add experience because I fought a dragon all by myself, and so I got 2,500 experience for that, and now I'm at level 4, right? So I'm going to click Manage again, and right above Manage Experience there is Manage Your Character and Levels. I'm going to click that, and it's going to take me to the character creation thing, right to my class, because I'm just leveling up my class, nothing else. You'll see immediately there's a little +1 next to the level 3, and that just indicates, hey, you should be at 1 level higher. Pay attention to my max hit points here. It's going to go from 17 to 18 because I have a +1 constitution modifier. That is something that is taken care of automatically. So boom, that went straight to 18. And you may have also noticed this blue box popped up down here. We're going to cover that in a minute. But right now we're going to manage our HP. Let's say I rolled a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and apply that, and that's going to be my new max hit points. Okay, so let's go back down to this blue box. For some of you, you might have more than 1 blue box, but for the most part at level 4 you're just gonna have 1. At level 4, 8, 12, 16, and 19 you have some options. You can either choose 1 ability modifier and increase it by 2 points, or you can take 2 ability modifiers and increase them by 1 point. Okay. You can also take a feat. I'm going to explain feat first because it's a little bit more lengthy, a little bit more complicated looking, but don't be too freaked out by this. There's a long list of things. So instead of taking an ability modifier, you can choose one of these things to add to your character. So let's say I, as a wizard, wanted to be an athlete. Okay, you click on that. It'll give you a brief description of what this is, and this description will show up either in your actions or your features and descriptions tab on your character sheet. So you'll always be able to have quick access to that information if you need it. Depending on what the feat you choose, there might be like an extra thing. Like, here I can choose to like modify my dexterity score or my strength score. But there are a lot of feats, and some of these are restricted. Like all these things that don't have something on the right hand side in parentheses, you can take any of those. Anything with elemental stuff, you can take those. Anything with that has to do with like your ability modifiers, you can take those. But you'll notice like Magic Initiate is only accessible by certain classes. So I, as a wizard, could take this class, this Magic Initiate feat, sorry. And but like, our barbarian, our paladin wouldn't be able to take it because that's not something that's available to them. Same thing down here with ritual caster, spell sniper, those kinds of things. Okay, so just if you want to take a feat, I would highly recommend that you kind of come in ahead of time and before our next session and kind of read what each of these are. They're very short descriptions, none of them are very long, but if that's what you want to do, instead of taking some ability modifier points, then definitely spend some time looking at those, because it's going to take a long time for you to get through those, like actually at the next session. Anyways, so I, as a wizard, will want to take some points in intelligence because that's my best. That's the thing that's going to augment my character the most. So I'm just going to add 2 points to intelligence. I'm going to click next. And you can kind of just see that like my original intelligence roll was 15. I'm an elf, a high elf, so I get +1 to intelligence, plus I just added 2 points for level 4, so it's 15 plus 3 is 18. That's my total score. Also, this is different because as a high elf I get +2 to dexterity, so that's why that's 12 and not 10. Okay, and you can kind of see that in here if you look at these numbers, but you don't have to do anything here. You don't have to do anything to change your description. This is just like, what your alignment is, what you look like, and some notes that you might want to add about yourself. Nothing's going to change to your equipment. That's it. So we'll just go back to our character sheet, and you'll see that my hit points have changed to match what I rolled. My intelligence modifier has gone up to 18, and I am now at a +4 intelligence. Depending on what kind of class you are, maybe like your something changed in your actions. But for wizards, obviously, like spells is where the change is going to happen. So if I come back over to manage my spells, you'll see that I can now learn another cantrip. So let's say I want to just learn Blade Ward, and then I can prepare 2 more spells. Again, that's due to my intelligence modifier going up by a point, and for getting to the fourth level as a wizard. So I'm going to prepare 2 more spells down here. These are automatically going to be added to my spell sheet down here. And one thing you will notice is that I still have 4 first level spell slots, but I now have a 3rd second level spell slot. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And this whole thing took me about 8 minutes to get through in its entirety. So that's kind of the point. We kind of want to be able to do all of this in a short amount of time. But again, if you want to add those feats, you're going to want to look at them way ahead of time, because there's a lot of them. And that's pretty much it. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, or if you need any advice, talk to me, talk to Frankie, and we'll do our best to help you out for sure. So, okay, I guess I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.